Okay.
All right, so we'll call a meeting to order at
7:02.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So everybody looked over the previous minute?
Yeah, I did. I'll make a motion to accept minutes as written.
Oh, second. All in
Thank you,
favor?
Candy.
Aye. The bills are going around.
Thank you.
And we have one visitor.
Rhonda.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, allowing me to come today. For the people on camera, my name is Rhonda Fletcher. I live at 1084 Reservoir Road in Berkshire. I've lived here since 2020. And first off, let me commend my road crew. I have to give credit where credit's due because I call frequently, do I not? She can attest to this. And I commend you for plowing our road and maintaining it as well as you do, because being a city slicker moving here was pretty hard for me, but I want you to know I appreciate that it's well maintained, and I wanted to get that out first.
Thank you.
But I am here with a different issue that I was hoping to maybe have addressed. And I don't know if anyone else in the past has complained about this, but I live exactly 1 mile off of Water Tower Road.
By Sid Burks.
By Sid Berkson's, yep, by that end. And when you're approaching Water Tower Road, there is quite a substantial hill that leads up from 105. Down in the main area, say down towards 105, it's a 25 mile per hour. There used to be some speed bumps in there, which I don't know if they were a help or a hindrance coming off of there, right? But as people come out of that area, even though it's designated 25, it quickly moves to 50. And nobody maintains the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit coming up there. Within the last month, my oldest grandson and I, Stephen, coming out of Reservoir Road onto that water tower, we're so close to getting hit, him being in the back seat, it frightened me so bad, and this is not the first time it's happened. Twice in that first couple of weeks there, the month ago, it happened again, and I said, I need to come here and have this, to at least start the discussion about that road. When people are cresting up there, they don't know when somebody is sitting at Reservoir Road coming out, and nor can you see them coming up. On Saturday, we had a party, and friends of ours had to go and get somebody at a different location, and when they came off of Reservoir Road, a farm truck was coming up, crested over that road, 2 cars were behind him. Oh shoot, my mother. Sorry, Mom. And that truck luckily slammed on their brakes enough. The 2 cars behind them had to slam on their brakes, and the people coming out of our Reservoir Road slammed on their brakes. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster zone. And I'm fearful that it's going to happen, and somebody is going to be killed. I've tested the road myself, the speed limit. I've come up that road at 30. You can stop sufficiently. Come up that road 40, it's a little bit more hard to stop, but you can. But if you're going 50 miles an hour, and if you're anything over that, you cannot brake adequately to avoid hitting somebody there. When you come out off of Reservoir Road, I'm not kidding, you need to gun it and pray to God nobody's coming up because you can't see them. So I went to Fairfield because if you're coming off of Chester Arthur Road.
No, we brought that up here before. There's another spot we want to use it in.
Yeah, you're coming up Chester Arthur Road. I took video, I went there and I waited. I took videos of how it works because I don't very rarely go up and down that road. I mean, I go South Road to North Road because my daughter lives in Fairfield. So the other day I said, I'm gonna do this specifically for this meeting, so I had some evidence to show of how effective it is. And I'm happy to show it, but I know you guys probably.
We brought it up, we wanna use it in West Berkshire.
But wait,
We wanna use the
so-
same thing in West Berkshire.
I'm not sure what you guys are
And I almost got
talking about.
hit
Can
the
you-
other day coming off that
Yeah,
road.
so let me.
So I know what she's feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Can
Well-
you guys bring it up so all of us are on the same page? You guys are talking about something I'm
Okay,
not sure
so
I
in
know what you're
Fairfield
talking
and
about.
Chester Arthur Road, they got these things in the
There's a little
line. We
video.
brought it up.
They have
I
it-
brought it up for the West Berkshire
So
Road
this
often.
sits, this is the sign right here. If you're coming up North Road from 36, this is the sign for Chester Arthur Road.
Yeah.
So it indicates to you.
There's somebody
yes.
in the intersection.
No, well, it indicates to you, right?
That there's an
intersection.
We
and
have that, yeah.
It's solar and it flashes if
Orange.
there's somebody there,
And
right?
so somebody drives up or the motion catches them.
motion catches it,
Catches
yeah.
them going that way. And this way and it goes the opposite way too. If
Yeah.
you're coming off,
So
it
this
flashes.
is coming off of
Yeah.
Chester Arthur. There's a yield telling you need to stop because the other traffic going in the other directions, they don't have a yield. And then here is, now I'm parked on Chester Arthur coming out. So it says here, traffic do not stop, right? And it shows the traffic going both ways. And now this is it in operation.
So it flashes orange.
It's flashing.
Either way.
Not caution, yellow.
Yeah.
Telling you there's somebody coming. So you wait.
Not caution or caution?
Caution, it's a
Caution.
yellow
Yellow is
flashing
caution,
light.
Yeah.
right?
It tells you don't
Green
pull out.
go,
Do you see
yellow
that?
caution,
I
red
thought I'd
stop.
heard not caution. That's
No,
just
I
my
said
hearing.
red caution. And then there goes a car.
Yeah.
So it's effective, it works. And I ended up, I called here first. What do I do? I don't know what to do. I've never had to worry about this stuff before. And I grew up where there were stop signs and lights. And I know Fairfield has it, and Fairfield said, start here. We can then, I called the Department of Transportation, State of Vermont, and they said it needs to be,
A
process
traffic
needs to
study
be
probably done.
started here. And then we can ask the State of Vermont to do a traffic study
Yep.
on it and see if it warrants. I don't know what the cost is. I don't know what it entails, all of it, actually getting it done.
So the traffic studies are usually done free of charge, but it just takes them a long
Yeah.
time
But
to
they
get
may-
them done.
But I know,
But it's a place to start. There's not saying, no, I'm just saying it's a place to start.
Yeah.
But it takes,
that is a
You're not
terrible
gonna
lesson.
see this anytime soon.
Well, but like, how long do we have to wait? Because if somebody gets killed, God,
yeah,
you know,
no, we hear
like,
you.
I'm
yeah.
on, and no offense, but right now, that field across from Sid's, the grass is high enough, you can't see worse anybody coming. So
They
trying
just
to
mowed
pull
it.
out, they just mowed it today?
Yeah.
I haven't been home.
Weren't they mowing it today?
The farmer mowed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
did he
just,
do in the right of way?
Yeah.
He
we
did
just
too?
did, we just got the mower on today.
We just, so they're gonna be getting, we're gonna get all the intersections done first because the grass is tall. this
Right,
year.
yeah, I get that, yeah,
Thought it
but
was all mowed
like,
by the road.
so like, what's the
mowed-
process
they mowed
then?
it
What,
down
what?
there.
Well, we'll have to look, I mean, I don't have a problem with looking into that, because that is,
That's a matter
we've
of-
known it's bad, I mean, I've lived here all my life, and that's, you can't see anything coming from Enosburg. You can't when you pull out there. And we got the same thing in West Berkshire at the Four Corners. Because there's no, when they come
Yeah.
over the hill from Franklin, they don't see what's going on in the intersection either over
Okay.
there.
Yeah, so
We're already
in the process
working
of
on that one.
working in
The only problem with that one over there, though, is
Is
it's
it's
a
a
state
state
road.
State
We
road
can't
and
put
we're
those
having
signs
trouble.
up.
Yeah, this one here, we may be able to
This one we
do
could
a little more
probably-
about what, a little bit more about it, so.
And I visited with Mo, the road foreman up the Fairfield, about how these work.
Okay.
There's wires in the road and there's sensors and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and it works off solar, I saw
Yeah.
that, yep, okay, well, I don't want to take up any more time. I wanted to
No,
bring up the concern, because as I said, I am nervous that, God forbid, anybody gets killed, you know, but rest assured, something's gonna happen at some point, because people don't care coming up that road. They don't care. And the lady blamed me when I pulled out. I couldn't see her, and she was honking her horn at me, furious that I pulled out. And I tried to tell her, I can't see you, you know? But anyhow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm willing to help if you need help, trying to
No,
get
we'll,
it done. I'm
We'll
available.
look into it, I guess.
Yeah, no, we're definitely, no, I pulled out of there the other day and said, this is bad.
At my house, really?
No, off that
Off
same
that
road.
same road,
I
yeah.
went that way to check the road the other day and I pulled out and I says, it's, this time of the year, it's
Right,
not.
and you could change the speed limit, but you're not gonna slow
No,
the
we're not
same
gonna
people
slow
down.
anybody.
But at
down.
least if there's something there that, like, gives them a warning, you know what I mean? That there's an intersection there. There's a sign that says there's an intersection coming up, but people don't pay attention to that, right?
No, but they do pay attention to that yellow, cause
Yeah.
I've been by that numerous times both ways on it, and it lets you know somebody's coming down over the hill, or it lets you know that somebody's in the intersection pulling out on top of the hill.
Woods Hill Road, it's just
It's got
one
the same
light.
thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one light off of the hill, right on top of it.
Yeah,
You
And
can't see over the top.
yeah.
You know, and then I wonder, like.
Yeah, and we only need
I
it for
don't
one
know.
side of the road.
so we need
right?
that, I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
work if they have to drive over it though.
Oh, is that
Turn it
dirt
up.
or pavement?
So the pavement for the guys coming, there's actually a wire in the road. I don't know about off the Chester off Arthur Road, if there's a wire, there's actually a wire they drive over that breaks the sensor. If you
So
look,
how does that work when you're plowing?
it's
in the ground?
cut in a groove into the blacktop. And it's
Oh,
like
okay.
tarred over. If you slow right down and look, I've been paying attention since we
Okay.
talked about the West Berkshire one.
Yeah.
And I'll ask, when I go to Fairfield this week, I'll ask the boys
Okay.
again.
How far down are we on Water Tower, on Reservoir with pavement? Off the
Oh, just
corner.
enough to get on.
Yeah,
Just enough to get
not
Oh, and that's another thing
probably
I'd like
that's-
to bring up.
No, we're not paving your road.
No,
Why can we be paid just to my area?
Oh,
do
come on.
they,
I'll apply for the grant
do
money for
they
it,
work
okay?
in
That's what I'm gonna.
your
find out.
area first pavement?
Now, wait a minute, if you pave it, do you know how fast people are gonna drive on your road? 10 times worse than they already do.
Well, just one side of the road.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Even if you put it up and then you put it in that dead zone, if that light's flashing, you know a car is approaching. Even coming up the hill, it only has to be one way.
Yeah, as long as the light's flashing for Rhonda, she'll know somebody's there.
Coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she's sitting on the dirt road in the wire and there's a sensor right in front of one sign, right in front of.
So is that gonna be like on the
Oh,
other side?
yeah,
like
yeah.
Berkson?
You mean
Be on the
you'd
same
have to
side
put it
as
on,
Berkson.
put it on the water tower road towards
Enosburg.
those
That's what I
people.
was thinking, like when you
And
pull up.
that's it.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
you
see
don't
across the
pull
road.
out if it's flashing. Literally,
flashing,
on the Chester Arthur Road, if you pull out when it's flashing, you're going, there's a vehicle going
Flashing
to
so
be
that
there.
you coming off from the road.
Right.
No,
And you
not
wouldn't have,
No, no,
and that would be the only way.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have to worry, if that light's flashing, there's a car coming up the hill. It's not coming down,
Yeah.
it's coming up.
Right,
So-
because there's plenty of vision sights
Going
The other
up.
way.
coming the other way,
Right.
right?
On the
But-
right as you go up.
Exactly.
it's only down, same
Visible
thing as the
there.
Fairfield one. It's only downhill that it flashes
Yeah.
for the guys coming off the Chester Arthur Road.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to bring it up. And let me put it out there again, I'm happy to help in whatever way I can
No,
to help
Lisa
get
to get us some
it
money.
implemented.
a lot of that.
Well, you wait for you to.
Some places,
Bye.
Not on that corner. Thank you.
thank you.
No, we can do it.
Just, yeah, I didn't realize it, just last week I came off that road,
I
and
know.
I says, is
I've said
it
for
like
years
this?
that fucker is that.
And I says, this is bad.
Oh, I think we talked about the corner just down here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one there, we should almost make one-way traffic and solve all the problems. Nobody should be going off that road. Bill doesn't even go home that way. He goes down and takes the other way home.
You talking about Center Hill?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, just down the road
Right
here.
they were talking about.
What's his name?
Water Tower Road Reservoir,
Yeah, well, no, but that
right
one.
here.
Because you don't see people coming up around from
You can't
Enosburg.
see coming around the corner.
No, I know which one she's talking.
Yeah, right, but
That he's talking about.
we also mentioned the one just down over the hill here.
Yeah, well, there's lots of options on that
That
one though,
was,
pardon me.
what's
If-
his name? Who's
Just saying,
our-
like, if you were,
He's on the
did wanna
board of-
turn to go down, you
Yeah,
could come up here and
Walter.
turn around and go back,
Walter,
like,
yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I
concerned
think Walter
about
brought
that
it,
as much.
I don't know where she.
Walter brought it to our attention.
Yeah, she lives
No, it's
just,
Old Farm.
Just like
just
he
check
said,
it out.
there's
I
a-
could be- I could-
Brought it to our attention.
Yeah.
yeah, because he said
Because
there's,
this driveway is,
Oh, yeah, it's.
yeah,
the
but
driveway right across from it.
there's also,
That's my-
what, 5, 6
You know,
lots, building lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's some, yeah, we'll look into these and see what the cost is and what we
Yeah.
need for a traffic study and all of
we
that
have to
stuff.
budget
So
them in
on
and
to
get a
the
study.
next
I
thing.
don't think we'll have to need a traffic study or nothing.
no, if we
If
want money to pay for it, we need a
Right.
traffic study.
But
If
I'm
we
just
just
saying
bit the
it's-
bullet.
Yeah, but no, yeah, but we don't know what the cost is, so I'll look into it for sure, for sure. We'll see, I'll call
And
Fairfield. and see
Fairfield's
if I
had
can do
it
that.
for probably 10 years now, maybe.
Swanton,
Oh, well, it ain't gonna cost the same
Swanton,
anymore.
Highgate.
Well, Bushy been there for how long?
Yeah,
It's been a long
off
time.
the,
Mark,
Okay,
you hand me that? Dude, unless you
Oh,
want
no,
it,
no, go
unless
ahead.
you want it.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. No, no.
okay, no, that's fine, I know all of these guys, so
I go
it's-
these.
Yeah,
I go just.
New garage update. Anybody?
I see they're pouring a concrete slab out there for the generator.
Yes.
that's
Yes.
Swanton.
yeah, it is.
Swamp.
Yeah,
That was kind of one of the last things that we were
what's
waiting
that?
for, good weather.
I see him on.
Concrete slabs for the generator.
Yeah, the
Yeah, no,
slabs
they're
are done,
poured,
looks like
yeah.
you got poured
Yeah,
today.
was,
Yeah.
was waiting for good weather and
Yeah.
Right.
we made a little progress.
No,
And they cleaned up and raised around the tile. there.
Yeah,
It looks real.
around the well.
It looks a lot better.
Yeah, yeah.
We still get air in our water line.
Chevalier came out today.
Did
They
they,
didn't figure it out,
they didn't figure it out?
no.
has anybody heard back from the tests on the water?
So they took it from over here, which is, you know what I mean, at the time, because of the fact that, you know, we ran 3,000 gallons worth of water over here accidentally. We thought it would
Are
be
you
clean
getting
enough.
air here?
No. So we thought that the pipes would be clean enough, but then we remembered that we're running on, how old are our pipes? Old. So they figured that probably wasn't the best place to take. There was only one test of bacteria that came in wrong, and it could have been our pipes. So they were going over to take one out of the garage, and we'll
I
know
don't
again
know
in
if they
another
have or
2
not.
weeks. Just meaning like at right now, it's everything else passed except for one bacteria thing, and I'm pretty sure it was just us. But they're getting air in their pipes, and we are not over here, which makes
Still in the kitchen?
very
and
little
Jay
sense
can't
to
figure
me.
it out, and Chevalier came today, thought maybe their time between pump turning on, shutting off, it was sucking air, but,
And it's only their end, not ours.
they said there's nothing wrong with, it's working the way it's supposed to be, we just can't figure out where it's coming from, and the water's dirty. Bill filled up his coffee maker, whatever, and set it on the table, and
And that only started now, though.
Yeah,
and you look at the toilet bowl, and it's
yeah,
brown.
there is some sediment. I
There-
noticed that the other day.
So,
Is it sediment or is it iron?
I'm
probably-
thinking
I
it's
think
iron.
it's gonna be iron. I think we're gonna
Probably
have to put
a
in,
filter system.
we're gonna have to put an iron fighter, a water softener
Something.
thing
That's
in.
what it's,
We'll
Huh?
have to
Oh, it
wait
did.
because
They'll tell you.
when this first started and it started coming over here, everything we had was clear. It never started turning colors until after this weekend. So I don't know what happened. Because you guys were fine over there up until this weekend, I'm pretty sure.
No,
No,
we've
their
had,
toilet's been,
yeah,
I've noticed it every time I use it.
and the air in the line, we've had that since day
I
one.
know you've had the air, no, we've had nothing over here, nothing. No air in the lines, no discoloration, no
So-
nothing until this weekend, when I came in this morning.
I know that like this morning, Sean turned the sink on, he said it just blew air for 2 minutes, just constant, pretty much.
Is there a check valve?
I don't know that much about the system, but.
Should be.
There's a check valve
Something is-
probably at the
there's-
Yeah,
tank.
because it's fine over
If
here.
it's got dirt in it, cause I had in my heating system in my house, we filled it off of dirty water. So, there's probably a good chance that there's something stuck in the check valve.
Well, Jay's probably gonna come back around and check it. The only thing is that, you know, they said, well, maybe there's a leak in the pipe, but I said, there's almost 40 pounds of pressure in them lines, so
Right,
it can't suck air.
right.
They'd have to leak it, and there's no leaks.
But don't you guys get water before we do?
No,
Should get it at the same time.
You, yeah.
it should be, it's.
Pretty to go first though.
It might tee off to
It
you
should
guys
come to us
first.
first.
It should come to you first, yeah?
Because that's a short line.
That's what I'm thinking, it should go to them, and we have no air, you can run everything here and it's
So it's gotta
fine.
be something from,
Cause their pressure tank, their
We
line
tested
probably runs
it, Bill
straight
came over, we
here.
turned everything on, and there's nothing for air here. We don't have a lot of pressure though, you know what I mean, like, we don't run things.
Look at that.
You should have a little bit more right now.
Am I looking at something wrong? It says 926, it should say 962.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, wait a minute, where are we? Yep, you're right.
Ooh,
I tried.
that's why we're here.
I tried.
Well, good thing we found them glasses for you.
Yeah, cause
Thank you.
we would have been just signing.
I didn't. I missed it.
It was, instead of 62, it was 26, so they were just transverse, so it was really hard to.
Someone's got
tell that
dyslexia over there.
It's all right.
Excuse me, sir. But I don't do those.
So that brings up,
Not you, I'm just,
that brings up.
in general.
Another
Yeah.
question that I think we all would have liked, is the as-built on the systems, on how the pipes are ran, and does it go there first, here first, how is teed, where is teed? Were we able to get a set of drawings back out to Sean or something to give him, let
So
them-
Goodhue and them
go
guys were the
through.
ones that did the outside work.
Oh, okay, then.
So they'd have to know what they.
Yeah,
It
so,
would have been
so
them
maybe
that-
Scott could help us with that.
Yeah.
That'll help us
Because
document where
remember,
things are.
everything outside of the building
Yeah,
was our own,
Is the power
Yeah.
on
our
there?
own stuff, and
the
then
other
everything
building?
inside the
With Sean.
building.
Same check?
With Sean.
Not
So
yet. So
I would
everything's
assume
run
if there's an
on the
issue, it's gotta
backside.
be
All we gotta do is
outside.
go from
I don't
the
know.
The side.
side over.
Yeah.
but should have something for both.
Yeah.
Off-site is
No,
supposed to come with
agreed.
For our
the
record.
meters in.
Yeah.
I might too,
Sensors.
you know, is that water going back? Because
gotta
the
be.
check's not holding,
It's gotta be a check valve
pulling
Yeah.
air from somewhere?
somewhere.
But it's gotta get air, somehow it's gotta get air in the line. If all the valves are closing, something should be dripping and it would have to
It
lose
wouldn't-
pressure and
not
something
really,
back.
Not
Well,
really,
we could
'cause
just
if
have Jake come back and check it and just revisit it
I
at
would
this
say
point.
throw a pressure
I mean,
test on.
the water right now comes from the well to our garage, into the utility room, through the pressure tank, goes through the pressure tank,
It goes out to you.
and then goes back outside the building and swings around and comes in here.
And also does inside the building.
Yeah,
on the
well,
bottom-
it's separated,
Yep. Yep.
but there's one, pretty much like a dedicated line that comes from the pressure tank over to here. You're not on anything else.
And like I said, we're fine over
So
here.
ours, I'm wondering if it isn't those little valves they put on.
Could be, I mean,
At the
they-
bottom of the pressure tank by the gauge, there should be one.
So you,
It's a check
Could be,
valve
yeah.
right
But
there.
Jake's coming back, we'll just have him, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, that's about all we can do.
I mean, the well people, they thought maybe it was the pump, right in front of the pump, they were losing a little bit of pressure before it kicked, high, between the high and the low.
on,
They
you
said
mean
they-
on and off?
Yeah, so they turned it up a little bit, but they said, no, it's working.
So it kinda looks like that. Here's the tank key,
Yeah,
it goes one to the town clerk's office and
the other one,
And it tees and it goes to the shop.
Yeah, it comes,
Something like
they
that,
come
yeah.
from inside the building, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but town clerk's office doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
The air and the dirt is going to the shop.
Well,
Same
they
line.
just started getting dirt today.
But it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
before.
Yeah, it's just,
It might just take a while for it to get here. I mean, you use.
Our water has been on way before you guys. And I think
Well,
the
that's right, yeah,
problem
you
is
said you-
you guys turned yours on
Where's
and
that
it got
shut off?
us.
Is that shut off buried?
The old one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's probably, no, they're still open, but it's, the water's been shut off from the school. They wanted it shut off, so we let them shut it off at the school, so that, from the
There's no
school
more water coming over from there.
right.
to us is
Right.
done.
Let's move on for right now. New highway update.
Well, we're gonna start mowing.
You already did, didn't you?
Didn't somebody already do
Yeah,
something?
well, we
They've
did,
done some.
we mowed behind the guardrails.
And
Yeah.
did some
And
intersection.
Jake, yeah, we did a little bit in the center, one intersection. Is it Jake?
Yes.
He's mowing behind the guardrails, or what we couldn't get with a boom mower. We put the mower on today, and I was hoping to start mowing on the Water Tower Road, but Smet came, so that ended that.
No, which is fine. I'm glad it did. I met the truck, I was
I
like,
did.
good. Yep,
I didn't make it today, I had duties.
yep.
Next time come up, we need water.
But, yeah, no, I'm glad that's all done, yeah.
Like a mindset, do only 6:30.
Yeah.
Besides that, we've just been trying to grade where we can. Sean graded Shawcats, Shafaletti, Robitelli, chlorided them.
So how's the moving over there going?
Slow,
How's the office going?
non-existent.
Until we
Yeah.
get fiber optics over there, we can't.
Yeah, but you got filing cabinets and you've got a ton of paperwork to go through and you've got lots of stuff that needs to
Yeah,
be,
we just haven't. I mean,
okay.
I don't even, the only thing I can say anything on right now is the windowsill. I mean, we're.
No, I just meant
Yeah,
that.
no.
Did you have a?
So I guess my question,
You want it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess my question is, are we just moving everything or are we actually gonna clean some of them filing cabinets out of the stuff that you
No,
don't?
no,
Because
they're
there's
gonna
stuff in
throw
there
stuff
that's.
out.
Okay, so that's I guess where I was asking because
Oh,
we're,
okay, yeah.
rather
There's
than-
stuff in there that's 30, 40 years old that's,
yeah, for the most part.
and I
Okay,
mean,
just so we know what we need,
Yeah.
don't need, or what's going, what's not going. And yes, I've got a hold of Fidium Fiber, I have signed the contract for them to come and do it. It's just a matter of waiting for them to show up. They know what they need to do and,
I mean, that's the bad thing right now. Is, you know, we're trying to work out of the new garage a little bit, and we kind of forget we don't have a phone in there. So we have to go back into the old garage every now and then to look, see if anybody's called us.
Does
Yeah, but
does the
wait a minute.
cordless work into the new garage? or
you
no?
guys have cordless phones, right?
Will they work?
You
that
have a
Friday?
main one in your office, or we can get you, because if you have cordless phones, you can have a main one in your office, you can put the other two in the garage that are workable. Just like
If
we
we
do
had
here.
that, I
I
guess.
have a main one, and then we have the other three.
Right, isn't one of those cordless or
Oh,
no?
yeah. I guess that went right over my head.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you can
just
bring
thought
one of
it
them
just barely
cordless
when you
phones
said there's
in
no
there and
phone.
plug it in, and it's gonna run off that same one in the other building.
Oh,
I don't know how far the range is.
Well, that, and maybe the steel, but it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
worth a try.
Yeah, yeah.
So at least you have a phone in there, but.
yeah, because,
yeah.
you know, doing that, and it'd be nice to have the,
I just know if we walk out, I can't go, you know what I mean?
I had the
There's
same
only
phone
one
outside my house.
so-
yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
how far we
So I
can
can
go
ask her.
and go.
Distance.
But from
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
office inside that, I would say it should be fine
Universe is
for,
127.
hopefully the next couple weeks.
42.
I'm gonna bring one in tomorrow, try it.
30.
Yeah,
I don't know why nobody thought of it.
104.
I guess I'm old fashioned, I
So this
still think you
one's
gotta
wrong
plug
by
them
30
in.
cents.
well, when we get Fidium though, like,
I think.
everything, you know what I mean, like,
you're right.
if the power goes out, we have no phones. We can't plug a landline in, we're not gonna be able to do any of that stuff which we normally
Do
do.
need either you or somebody come in.
It's two
work on it.
papers, sorry guys, that
No, it's
one's,
3 pages. But it's 42, it's 4260, not 4230 over on that paper.
You got two different numbers.
The other two numbers are right.
Oh,
You
no,
gave them
this
good
one's
pair of
wrong,
glasses.
so this one's right.
Okay, so how do you know?
Add them two numbers right there together, that's what I need.
Oh,
It was my fault, that one's all on me. Do you see the 4260?
Todd goes through pretty thorough.
Yes, thank you.
And I usually
You're-
match all the
you're good,
numbers
though.
up, so I would've been asking too.
No, when the auditors come in, I want you guys to make sure that I don't make mistakes, because then they're gonna find the mistakes and I have to explain them. This way I'm only explaining them to you.
I look at every number and look at the bill and
Yep, so no, it's totally fine.
Speaking of the computer, I got some stupid thing keeps coming, I can't get rid of it. There's only 3 things that I can go to: cancel, delete, or keep.
Okay,
And I've hit all 3 and I can't get rid of it.
okay, I got a note. Lori's not here tomorrow, I don't think, so if I got 5 minutes, I can run over, otherwise I'll just, either
I've been
one of
through-
us will be over Wednesday
I've been
morning.
3 days, 4 days like that, so,
Okay, so no, one of us will be over.
okay.
Yep. So a quick question for all of you guys though. So video surveillance or whatever we're doing for security over there in the fire system, when I reached out to everybody, we kind of gotta have a plan. So,
Can you see?
so
Okay, so
this
those
is your
is
garage.
12,
They're kind of like, so this is the back,
496.
this is the
Nope, they're
front,
the same.
side, the two doors in the back.
494446, 4946.
Where do you want
Yeah,
cameras?
yeah.
Where do you want them to point? Like, are we putting cameras? Are we just putting a keypad inside? Are we, like, do you know what I mean? Do we want a camera over here that shows this door off the road? And, you know what I mean?
So-
You got one out back?
Did you find a company that's, Bob's Electric does fire alarms if you, or if you
At
use
this
it.
point, I reached out to MEI, and he said, I need this. So when I need this, I can send it to anybody you guys want me to.
Yeah.
But I'm not calling anybody else until I have a plan, because I was like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
So I don't know, I know we need one out back, obviously,
Yeah.
and you're probably gonna want one, but I don't know, like you have two doors out here.
I do.
Probably,
Or do we want one that's just gonna come out and do this
I
area?
think you should be able to get one up in the high
Yeah.
enough that it can see both doors plus the fuel tank.
Yeah.
So we want-
So they got some that are like, the ones in our store, you can see,
Yeah,
you can actually move around and look.
yeah.
Okay, so this one here, we have a cupola over the door. I'm sure they can figure something out, but do you know what I'm saying? Like this one here, do we put one inside the building when somebody's coming in?
Just put one as they come in because that door is pretty much gonna be obsolete.
And
I
it's
don't
on the
s-
road and we don't wanna get, 30 pictures or whatever of everybody driving.
I would
don't
put that
know.
one inside. I'd put one inside there onto that door.
Okay,
Or
Because
just put it up here in the corner and you're trying to cross out, look so you can see this door and plus you can see the whole yard.
oh, you mean anybody
you
coming
could-
inside anything here?
Yeah,
Okay,
you-
but
you put-
inside this whole building?
Well, you can either do the inside or you
Or
can
have
just
one
do it
point each way.
outside. Just
But
on
if
the
you do it
outside.
outside and somebody comes from this side or somebody comes straight in?
No, you have it pointed so it don't point toward the road, point it toward the garage and the yard.
I know, but how are you gonna see somebody coming in this door if they're coming straight off the road?
Off the road.
Yeah, I'd put that one inside shining now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can have it over here and you can have it going that way, but if somebody's coming this way,
Go on the
If you do,
back side of this building, put one right here. and try
to your point, Emily, if we do one on all 4 sides, you'll have a baseline for your scope.
okay?
And then hopefully they can provide feedback on how far the cameras are good for and so on and so forth, and what kind of coverage that we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So we're
because
just
we don't
gonna,
want 'em going,
so
like she says, we
1,
don't want 'em
2,
going off
or
for every
1,
car that
2,
goes by.
3,
Oh, we
4.
We don't.
Which, so they can put one in the middle here that goes all over, put one in the middle there that kinda goes all over,
Go
one
inside.
here, and
And you might have to help us vary a little bit if they say, oh, we're only good for 30 feet, or, or
Right.
whatever the viewing
there
is.
should be a
Okay.
camera on every door, I would think.
Or
the
capture
outside,
it, or capture one, capture them all.
I signed the
Well, if they put one in the
You
center,
can sign in my place.
if they put one in the center of all the garage doors, that would catch everything.
Right. So inside, so when you guys walk inside, we're gonna have keys that unlock these doors. Do we want a keypad that opens this up? Do we want an alarm if you don't do the keypad thing? Do you know what I'm
We
saying?
can't do a keypad to get in on these doors.
No, once you're
Oh,
inside.
insurance.
Once you're inside, like these guys have right.
Because they're set up for all the fire and they're all hooked together, I don't know, like the deadbolt one that we got on that one. Cause we still won't be able to,
When I say a keypad, I just mean when these guys are inside, there's
shut
gonna
the
be a
cameras
security
off.
system. Do you guys want that same system you have now that says you're gonna shut the security off to know that it's one of you guys working there that's inside that building?
cause is there motion,
That's
there's
what I'm
motion
asking.
sensors in there now?
Once you unlock it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
Okay.
once you open it,
Yeah, then we shut it down.
yeah.
yes, okay, whoops.
I think though, we can put that keypad in there. I asked Sean about that. And we just gotta drill the door and,
Yeah.
we set it so you
Yeah,
leave that door
But
unlocked.
if you have one inside, I think you're fine, you know what I mean, like,
Well,
Yeah,
the
but I mean,
keypad,
far-
he's
far
talking
as the
shut up
keypad, but
security for us to go in and out.
just like what you got on your door here, that keypad that we've got.
okay, that's,
'Cause I just
that's
soon
your
take
guys'
that.
thing, not
We'll
mine.
work on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not part of my thing here, so
Yeah,
I'm
but
okay
you
with
got-
that.
Yeah.
So the fire system, I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell us kind of what we need, you know, because we don't have only the smoke detectors in the offices, we have nothing else in there, so I think we can kind of let them tell us what they recommend
Yeah, yeah,
and kind of roll with it.
yeah.
Okay. Because that was, I had 3 things down here as to what they had asked for.
Was it the fire marshal
Yeah, it
told
was
us?
fire access control and the video for door entry,
And we
so-
had to have a certified, we have to actually get a permit to, or,
No, whatever company, if you do a company
They'll
that's
do it?
in the state of Vermont, they're gonna
They
fill
take
that
care
out
of it
and they will file it, it's
Okay.
part of their
part of
system, they
their-
already know
okay.
this.
yeah.
So you said who, Bob?
Bob's Electric, I know, does fire, he's fire trained. They have to go to a special class.
Yeah, they do, yeah, they do.
But are they security too?
I don't know if they're security, but I know they're fire.
Cause Philo, I know is security, which was
Okay.
recommended too, but when I looked on their site, they weren't fire. So maybe, you know what I mean, I don't know, maybe,
Next time I run into him, I'll ask him.
but yeah, but I can look them up, alright, I just wanted to get,
He worked, I know,
Sherwin out of Fairfax does.
Sherwin,
Sherwin.
that's right. Who
They
does
do.
you guys is down there?
Sure.
They do yours?
Well, we got a couple, but Sherwin.
Cause I know Ken
does.
Nutrition had Bob's Electric was in there, so he does.
But
So it's
Sherwin
kinda-
does both.
right, so it's just kind of who has, you know, the monitoring system afterwards is what I'm looking for, because
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna,
I'll visit with
you know,
Richford.
probably all of them can install, but you
Richford
want
High
the best
School, I know, has
monitoring
got
system
some
at the
camera
end.
guys that come up and stuff.
Who's that?
Richford High School has, I'll find out who they
Okay.
use. for Richford.
I'm just saying, it doesn't hurt to get 3 or 4 quotes at this point.
At
where-
this point, get some good
Yeah.
information, and,
Okay, yep.
yeah, yeah.
So my next thing was, so you handed in the quotes that they gave us for paving that driveway and we decided to wait till next year.
Yeah.
Should we tell them they should rebid next year or just reach out to them and just say, we're waiting another
We're gonna
year
wait a
and
year
we
to
will
send-
let you know, or, I just don't wanna put them on
Just to
hold.
let them know that
Okay,
we received them, and to let them know that we're gonna budget for next year.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Yeah, yeah.
I just, yeah, like I said, I just didn't
Yeah.
wanna
We need to
leave it
vote on that?
hanging.
No, we're all,
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
So
Like I said,
they
I
actually
have
came
no
and did a
problem
bid for
telling
that
them, I
and
just
told us
wanted to
what-
know.
An estimate?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had baseline drawing from Cross Consulting.
Yeah. But, you know what I mean, with everything, it's just.
Well, we got a lot going on
How much
still.
was it, though?
We're not.
It was about 4, well, one was 40,000, the other one was 40.
50 or 50,
Yeah, almost
45 or
50.
something.
One was
But it-
40 and one was 44 and the other one was 53.
But we're not done with our new building yet.
Yeah. Wait till we know where we're at. Yeah.
yeah, gotta know, we gotta see where the water's gonna go and everything, we might wanna do some changes before.
yeah.
Clerk updates.
Okay, so Community National Bank reached out. We have been thinking about doing credit cards for tax payments because we get a lot of slack for not doing that.
Oh.
So, you know what I mean, we were kind of on the board, but then Community National reached out, which is the bank that we deal with, and they have a company that will set us up. It's $35 a month to have their system here. They charge back to the customers 3.5% on that. And it's just a basic little thing that sits here, and if somebody calls, because this is our biggest thing, somebody's in Florida,
Want to pay the tax?
they want to pay their taxes and they can't, that they can call us up and we can punch their numbers into here at the office. I don't really want it for everyday use because it gets, you know, really hard because that 3.5% gets charged back to us. It gets charged to the customer, but it comes through
We pay
our
it, so-
account, and then we have to turn around and charge it back. So when you're getting somebody who's paying, you know what I mean, an $8 bill or a $9 dog bill, that's a lot for me to
Yeah.
keep up
So why don't
with.
you, we'll just do a minimum?
Right,
Can we do like a minimum, like
yeah,
nothing less than $500 or, you
Or
know what I
something,
mean?
yeah.
Something like that, they
Yeah.
can make it worth,
Yeah.
Make it worthwhile.
yeah.
if we're gonna have to.
Because that percent
We can make a
we're paying
policy.
will probably get us some more
Well, that's what
money
I'm
in
saying,
here
like,
right
you can get
off.
more people right off that are
Yeah.
gonna pay, and, you know what I mean, and a lot of people like to get their points back on their credit cards,
Yeah.
and they can use
Yeah.
that to pay their taxes.
Yeah, but it'll help with the snowbird,
Yeah.
like someone mentioned too.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, but like I said, it ends up costing us $35 a month in the end.
I think
But
it'll
you're
make us
talking,
more money in that
yeah,
in the year.
you're talking $450 a year.
I
is
think
what it's gonna cost us,
that
I think.
return will be greater
Okay.
for us. I think somebody's
Yes,
might
please.
pay, well, not that you
Motion
wanna
for
pay your
the-
taxes.
Credit card machine,
I move.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Joe Damaris, the salvage yard, we did do his, permit for the salvage yard for 5 years. And.
On the Horseshoe Road.
Yes, on the Horseshoe Road, but the state came back and told him that it needed to be renewed every year, just to make sure he's still in compliance. So zoning administration did, give him the notice that he's still in compliance and the whole shebang, but we need a certificate of approval for the location of the salvage yard under the same circumstance.
So I make a motion, or I second it. T&T.
All right,
TT's got that one.
and I knew which ones. There we go.
Everybody?
Yep, everybody signs that one.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, he already did the road.
Yeah.
you did? Where was I? Sleeping?
You were too busy finding all my mistakes.
You were focusing.
We did get another comment nicely on the North Berkshire Road. Nice job done.
Oh, that's your road?
Yep.
Are we all gonna sign it?
Yes, everybody signs that one. It's the same exact one from last year, I just copied everything over and we rolled with
So he
it.
has to do this every year now.
Well, that's what he figured, he called and said that, yeah. It's probably gonna be that way until it's, yeah, cleaned up, but he's working on it, so. hey. Oh, so that one's
It's
different.
50 years of stuff.
Yeah,
What are we gonna do with it?
Oh, yeah, swicky.
What are they gonna do?
What happened? Andy's side and Mark's.
Here,
We'll
need the
just-
glasses, Andy?
Oh, I thought these were okay.
so the last thing that I have is Justin, our town assessor, their contract runs out on June 30th. So they came up with another agreement, and depending on, you know what I mean, how many hours he's really here, the difference between last year and this year is $200 to $400 for the year, which is not a big deal.
I
a
move to
no-brainer.
accept that, yeah.
All in favor?
You do that on purpose.
Yeah, we do. Did we do it? We
Yes,
don't even know
you
we're
did.
doing it.
No, so
That time I didn't realize we did it.
So Jason, I need you to read this out loud. And then I'll still take the same ones, but.
A motion to approve the local interlocal agreement by and between the towns of Johnson, Hyde Park, St. George, Berkshire, Sheldon, for a shared assessor servicing the 5 municipalities for a term beginning July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, unless extended in writing by all parties.
So I move.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay.
So the last thing I do, I'm sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
forgot, this was the last thing so Chris Lance, on the end of Stagecoach Road, him and Shayna Sherwood, which would be Margot's daughter, owned a piece of land there.
Yeah.
He went and built a house of some sort down there, and we have sent multiple letters since last year to get him to do a permit on this property. He now has more than one building out there, still has no permits for any of them. And so we finally have sent him a violation letter that says you need to get some permits and whatnot for it. So I'm just letting you guys know in case somebody brings it up to you that there's multiple buildings out there that are not being taxed on the 2025 grand list because we had no permits for them.
Be right on.
Oh, you think? So,
So would be if it was you, me, or?
so it was just informational only, and that's all I have.
Okay.
I do have some other questions, but,
Okay, go ahead.
when,
I'm done.
okay. The tank, has anybody got a hold of, on-site?
Yeah, I mean, far as, putting,
Yeah.
Well, we can,
Yeah.
hold on,
Need a motion to close the meeting?
I'll close the meeting.
I'll tell
Was
you
it,
what.
you wanna talk about the deck, or want to put that off till another week?
Oh, why don't we talk about that? Sorry.
So I know Sean was here last week,
Yes.
last week, I catch him, or the week before?
Yes.
And he talks about drilling some pillars down and stuff. Probably gonna go, looks like we should vote on it. Probably just take down what we got, put what we got back up.
With pillars.
Well, so the snow is not coming off the end of this building as far anymore because the roof has now done its whatever thing.
What's a
Tony
whatever,
knows what I'm talking about.
So
When
it
we-
was sliding, when we painted it, first painted it, the snow was taken off and going out.
Going out there, model?
Yeah. So we're circling back to the easiest and the least expensive way to redo this porch is to just do what we did and just build it back kind of the way it was. We may make it a little bit smaller if we have to make the dimensions come up for accessibility
But they're
reasons.
gonna put some actual pillars out there.
They're gonna
Yes.
drill some of those, I don't know if you see them, they're like anchors. They'll go down to the good going and then slap something on.
And we'll bring it up so that it's even with the door and still put the cupola top over the top of that door and put some new lights out there. I'm thinking motion lights are still the best option out here.
But we're gonna use the composite decking though.
So that's where the next thing is.
This is the slippery was an
That-
issue with the builder, said it might be slipperier.
What did Sean say when he was here?
That's what I'm telling you. Sean
But
said
that's
this
what I'm
is
wondering, I
slipperier.
don't know of I don't know what other people have done with handicap ramps. Does anybody know?
Put a roof over it.
I know, but I'm
Which
not,
that's gonna be
I
expensive.
can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to either. It just takes away from the appeal of this building, and I'm still one of those sticklers of,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I am.
No, I just, I don't know.
I don't mind the cupola over the door, so, you know what I mean, the snow is not gonna collect as much coming in and out, and we wanna bring that lip up so there, well,
So
so there
there's
isn't
some-
one. But,
So what if, they can put composite underneath, and then we just put decking on the composite?
I can look into what
So
most people
Sean was
do.
worried it was gonna be slippery. That's, he's gonna last, and we're gonna probably have to use, probably, don't grab the rocks
I know,
out of
I
the
know.
shed. Probably buy something less.
Any hardware kind of a thing.
Yeah, get
No,
the
yeah.
good
Honestly,
salt.
honestly.
And
Yeah.
that's what we use
Like
that over there. to
Calcium,
everything
like
else.
something with a different magnesium
yeah.
mix. That, yeah,
But that's what I mean, like, I wanted composite, but then I didn't think, it's plastic, it's probably is slippery, like, I
so
don't know.
I don't know,
It depends on how steep it is. I mean,
Even
it's
pressure
not-
treated, even pressure treated wet.
It's
right.
slippery.
I mean,
So I will look into the,
Composite,
composite and see what they recommend.
Burt PT or something.
yeah.
and
So that was the only thing Sean said that may be slipperier than wood, cause
Yeah.
our wood's not slippery at all. We gotta address the deck because it's breaking again.
Yeah, somebody pulled two more railings off, they were on the ground.
I just stepped on one when I
Stepped
came
on
up.
one,
Rhonda was looking at it, I well, don't pay no attention to that. Stepped on it, then flying it back out.
so we gotta screw one more board down.
You
Yeah, we
can't,
gotta throw a couple
there's nothing
corkers
left to
in.
hold
I
it.
might even have a
So,
drill in
have
my
you got
truck.
somebody that's gonna do it?
Oh, yeah.
And they're gonna do it right off, or?
They're gonna
Whenever we
schedule
can
it, we
figure it
pull the
out.
trigger and it's gonna happen.
And I'm shutting the office down and taking a vacation while they do it.
There you go.
We have no other way in
It's
here.
gonna take them a
There you
week.
go.
It is gonna take them a week.
We'll open the window and let you go in and knock down a bunch of ladder out there for you.
you can try Danny's new office out.
Oh, now I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be over there cleaning out Danny's files for him while I'm on vacation from here. There you go, that works,
Sounds like
doesn't
a plan
it?
to me.
Well,
Okay.
me and Bill did right, do not throw away ounce of paper, so don't throw those away.
I'm pretty sure most of it I can pull back off a computer somewhere if I had to.
I don't know, I mean, there's some old stuff in there.
Okay, but yes.
Have you heard anything about when they're gonna blacktop?
Good.
No,
So I move
just
to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
Goes? I'll second.
Of course you
All in
will.
favor?
Nobody else jumping on it, man.
We're on it.
We're trying to move the needle
Yeah,
on.
we know how to get.